Hey everybody, this is George Whittam reporting for Whittam's World. I got a question that came in this week from Shaun Toole, someone I just worked with recently. And Shaun says, I have a question you might want to address in one of your videos, if you think it's worthwhile. Well, obviously it is. Shaun writes, what's your opinion on standalone recorders? I looked around and found quite a number in different price ranges with numerous features. Many have built-in mics that I'm sure a voiceover would not want to use. I'm curious about the pros and cons you may see in these machines as an alternative to buying a new PC or other equipment and software. Thanks, Shaun Toole. Standalone recorders are a really good alternative, actually, and there are still some people that rely on them to this day instead of recording directly to the computer. And the people, those that I know that are aware that actually record this way tend to be ones that do long-form recording. Those include podcasters, people that might do a long hour, 2-hour long show, and some audiobook recording studios use standalone recorders. So what does that mean, a standalone recorder? Well, that's meant many things over the years. I mean, until computer recording came along, we all used standalone recorders, reel-to-reel tape machines, cassette recorders, 4-track, whatever you can think of. And only because of recording to computer has that sort of become passé. But the advantage of standalone recorders are the fact that they are very reliable. They're very stable. That's because that's all they do. They have a dedicated job, and that is to record audio. There's nothing running in the background, nothing interrupting it. These machines were designed from the ground up for this job, and so because of that, they're extremely reliable. The likelihood of losing or having a dropout or a glitch in a recording from some standalone hardware-based recorder is extremely low. And so that's why they might be a good idea for you if you're doing long-form recording, or if you just don't have the ability to record to your PC in your particular booth because the computer's too far away, or it's just too noisy and you can't have it in the booth with you. So there are a few good options out there for these standalone recorders, and I'm just going to pull some out of the top of my head based on my experience researching these and what some of my clients have used. I'll start with probably one of the more esoteric ones, and that is a rack mount recorder. There are standalone recorders that just use flash memory, just like a compact flash card, and that's it. And a rack mount studio style recorder is nice if you already have a studio with a mic preamp and all the other equipment, and you just want an alternative recording device. Maybe you just want to use this device as a backup recorder, which I can't say is a bad idea. If you've ever recorded a document or a video or a podcast or a chapter of a book or a phone patch with a client that's an hour long, and then only to go back and find out that the recording has clicks and pops and glitches or who knows what, you'll probably find that having some sort of a secondary or backup recorder is really a nice idea. We were even using backup recorders somewhat relatively recently in the world of Pro Tools because Pro Tools was so prone to having dropouts and error messages and stuff. I had a lot of clients using DAT recorders, digital tape recorders, just for that reason. So I'll give you the name of at least one particularly good bargain for a flash-based recorder. I know that Gemini, the DJ equipment company, makes one, and I can't remember the name, so I'll put it down below, and you guys can look that up. But I think it's under $200. And again, it's doing one particular job. It's taking a line-in input from your mixer or whatever gear you have and recording it, but it does it really reliably. Another advantage of using a standalone recorder is the fact that they are silent. None of the standalone recorders that use flash cards for storage that I know of make any noise at all. There's no spinning hard drive that makes a whirring or buzzing noise. There's no fan to cool the unit because they're so simple and efficient now. So they're absolutely silent. You can have them right there in the booth with you, never have to worry about noise. So that's another advantage. A third advantage is having the device in the booth with you can be handy because you can actually check recording levels. You can make recording level adjustments. So it's really convenient if you do need to make changes to the recording levels in the middle of a book and you realize, oh, now I got to stop, get up, go out in the other room, make a recording level adjustment, come back in. If the machine's right there in there with you, you don't have to do it. So that's another nice advantage. The fourth would be, for sure, the fact that they're certainly a nice way of recording when you're traveling. And the microphones built in are definitely improving. I did recently hear some audio samples comparing different microphones for a relatively new device made by Zoom, the H6N. And one of my buddies and a great voice blogger, Dave Cavassier, actually posted some samples comparing several different microphones that can be used with the H6N. They give you plug-on microphones that can plug in, giving you different microphone options that you can use. And I was really surprised at how good and how quiet, low noise some of these microphones actually were. So that really is pretty much an all-in-one handheld device with microphone that I could say you could probably get away with using in a professional environment. They even have a shotgun mic for that Zoom H6N. So a microphone that sticks out of the mic, the recorder, about 6 inches, giving you a shotgun mic style, could be really useful if you're recording in a closet on the road or traveling. So a really very flexible device. I actually have my own little portable recorder I can show you, and I can say it's worked pretty well for me. I'll show it to you. I've got the Tascam DR-40. Now, anybody that knows me knows I'm quite frugal, so I'm always looking for amazing deals and really low-cost solutions that'll solve a problem. And this is one of them. This is what it looks like, the DR-40. I think it was released to be a price competitor to some of the other popular models. But at the $150-ish range, this thing does a few things that set the others apart. Not only does it have the built-in microphones, which are actually pretty good, believe it or not, it also has actual XLR inputs. So you can plug in an XLR phantom-powered microphone like the one I'm using directly into this model. You can also plug in line-in inputs from the output of a mixer. So it's really versatile and can be used for a lot of different uses. I've used it for field recording. I've used it for recording on location for a video where I need a dedicated recorder when the camera doesn't record good quality audio. And it's been a pretty versatile little device. This one's even a 4-track recorder. It'll record the internal mics and 2 external inputs simultaneously to 4 different tracks. So pretty remarkable little device, and it's never ever glitched on me. It's never lost a file. It's been incredibly reliable. So anything that's dedicated to the job is going to be the most reliable way of recording. Oh, and just to tag this onto the end, because I realized I didn't answer this. He asked about cons. So I gave you guys the pros. What are the cons? Well, the cons are it's another step in the process of production. So if you record to a dedicated recorder, now you have to take the card out of that recorder and put it into another, into a computer and transfer the file. Okay, so it adds an extra step. If what you're doing is long form, longer term sessions, things that take a while longer to produce, they would be really useful for you. I guess the other con might be just added complexity, or maybe even just the complexity of learning how to use this device. Some of these can be a little bit complicated to operate, and it's not quite as what you see, what you get. You don't see the nice little waveform on the screen, at least on most of them. Some of them probably do that now. But on this one, you just see the representation of recording with little wheels and a meter. You don't see the waveform. For some people, you may not like that. Anyway, thanks for listening. I appreciate your time. If you have a question that you'd like to have answered on Whittam's World, please send it in to whittamsworld@edgestudio.com. You can also check me out on Facebook. I have a Whittam's World page now. It's /Whittam's World on Facebook. And if you want one-on-one support, as always, vostudiotech.com is the place to go. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.